too much light on you,
Oh, yeah.
I won't notice it.
Okay.
Perfect. It's rolling.
It's rolling?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my vlog. I am so happy that I'm finally filming this episode for you. I have made a number of attempts to do an episode like this and it just has not worked out, including yesterday. JP and Crystal were over at the office. We were trying to film in another space. The audio and the echo just wasn't working, so we had to can this life update that I have been wanting to do for you. I have been so excited to... Okay, everyone, so it's time for a life update. Feels really echoey. I feel like overall I've been somewhat quiet on social media. And what I mean by that is, like, I've been uploading and posting a lot, and we've been doing project tours, and I've been keeping you updated with our projects in particular and a lot of interior design type of stuff, but I haven't really shared anything personal, and I haven't really shared anything that's really been going on with me just generally for quite a while. And so I feel like it's time to give you guys an update. That feels like a wind up to something like really important. Well, today is a great day because I made the announcement on my social media, on my Instagram, that In Good Company, my self-produced interview series, is going live on my YouTube channel. I wanted to jump on here real quick first thing in the morning because In Good Company has gone live. The Jillian Harris episode is now live on my YouTube channel, and already it has received such a great response. This has been a labor of love and definitely a passion project that my team and I have been working on for really this last year. So for it to have been announced this morning that you can watch an episode, by the time you're seeing this vlog, you will have already seen the first episode of In Good Company. So I can't wait to find out how you react to it. And I really, really hope you guys like it. I'm sure you will. When you make something and you kind of put your heart and soul into it, blood, sweat, and tears, and then put it out into the universe, it's always a little nerve-wracking to see how people are going to respond, because you just hope that people love it just as much as I love it. So this time in my life, kind of with the launch of In Good Company, is, I guess, a special time. I've shared a little bit about downsizing my team and downsizing my company with you, and I think it was on my Instagram that I had asked if people wanted to learn more about the downsize. This is the first time that I'm saying anything like this on social media, and I'm going to throw up a question tag to see if you would want me to talk about this a little bit more, maybe on my YouTube channel. I can kind of do a whole YouTube video about this topic if you guys are interested in this. Yeah, I'm just like, I'm so excited, I'm so happy, I'm so thrilled about this, because for me it's definitely, you know, way more quality over quantity. This decision has been something that I've been thinking about for actually quite a long time. I feel like I have to do like a lead up and just explain what's going on in order to just like put a stake in the sand, a line in the sand, I guess people say, to continue moving forward. Part of being a YouTuber is really sharing your life and being really open and really vulnerable. And that's this relationship, is I share my life with you and you get to see what I'm up to. And so it feels weird when you're in front of the camera and you're not fully sharing some of the things that are going on. Okay, so about 3 years ago, I went through a little bit of like a personal crisis. My mother-in-law got diagnosed with cancer and then passed away very quickly after she was diagnosed. This was sort of a family event that was very sudden and had triggered, you know, just some more personal healing and grieving that I was really dealing with off camera. Then in the midst of all this, is when I landed my Netflix show. And in some ways, filming Netflix was one of the highlights of my life and one of the best career experiences that I've ever had. It's something that I had worked towards for so long, and many of you know that. And even just having the experience of working on the show, being part of the team, obviously all the travel, but getting to be part of a production that wasn't like my own doing, if that makes sense. As an entrepreneur, you're always moving things forward. You're always manifesting things. And that was just such a cool experience, such a cool life experience. It was also an experience that was exhausting and an experience where I felt like I was kind of just hanging on to the rope as tight as I could, because I was juggling a lot of things that were going in my personal life, as well as still running my business while I was doing the show. And at the time, I still had about 20 projects that I was running. I have a car that's picking me up in about 45 minutes, which gives me just enough time to head up to the lobby. I'm gonna have a coffee and I'm gonna do a work call. Wouldn't you know it, another work call in about 10 minutes. So I'm gonna jump on a call with a client while I wait for my car to show up. So that's the game plan. More work, work, more work. Okay. What was also nuts about that is I couldn't share any of it. I couldn't talk about it. I couldn't talk about it on social media. I couldn't say anything about it. And when I got home in year 2, of course, the show had to go into editing, and it took a while for the show to launch. Like, it was still another 6 months or something like that before the show launched. So for that entire time, I was like very tight-lipped. I came home to some fires that needed to be put out, some cleaning up that needed to be done, the normal stuff that happens when you own and operate a business and you're gone for that long. The show finally launches a little over a year ago. And boom, COVID hits. It was like one ship going and the other one coming. The timing couldn't have been more exact. It was actually unbelievable. I had a premiere party planned in Vancouver for the launch of the show, which was in early March, and COVID was running rampant around the world. Literally the week before my event was the week that big events were shutting down, the NBA shut down, and I remember the week leading up to this premiere party, and I was getting texts and emails from people saying, I don't think I can make it, we're choosing to stay at home, or is this still happening? I had COVID, and it kind of got to the end of the week, and I just thought to myself, oh my gosh, I feel like if I host this event, it just felt socially irresponsible at that time. So I canceled it.
We were supposed to have a launch party with Karin on March 14th, and it had to get canceled because of the virus. All her community that was supposed to be there, we were super bummed for her because it was like her night to share all her hard work.
The Friday morning, I sent out an email and canceled the event that was supposed to be happening that Saturday. It was crazy. This launch that I thought I was going to have, including the premiere party, and I was going to do a press tour. I was going to go to Toronto. I was going to go to Los Angeles. I was going to do morning shows, and I was just going to do, I had this whole thing planned, and all of it died. All of it. There was nothing other than national news. That was the only thing that was happening on TV at that time. That was something that I had to get my head around. Plus, I went right into just managing COVID and my business. Like, what did that mean for my business? My mandate was that I wanted to keep all of my employees employed. That was my personal mandate at the time.
House of Bohn, currently we're a team of 8 people.
That's 8 families that I feed. 8 people who depend on their salaries to pay their mortgage or their rent, to feed their cats and their dogs, to be able to go on vacations and enjoy life, to buy their groceries. For me as a business owner, I feel a huge sense of responsibility to protect my team, to protect what we've built together. I feel a huge sense of responsibility to stay optimistic, to keep going. And I don't want to let anybody go. And that's how I operated my business. I figured it out, but I was in sort of crisis mode, figuring out COVID. So you can imagine that when I kind of talk about those 3 years and the constant crisis management, in a way, in 2020, just became completely burnt out. I was tired enough just from doing the work, but I really lost my enthusiasm and my passion. I couldn't figure out why I was even doing this anymore. And it felt more like a grind than it felt fun. Business-wise, we managed to really get through it and really thrive in 2020. Initially, we had a couple clients paused on their projects. We had a couple projects that got canceled completely, but we ended up loading up on projects again. And I built my team up to the biggest that it had ever been as of January 2021. The irony with that, though, is that January 2021 was probably the most unhappy that I've been in my career. And maybe that's just from, well, all the reasons I probably said, and, you know, not having a break. But it also became this machine that really needed to be managed in a way that I wasn't interested in doing it. I felt like I had this great brand. The Netflix show had launched now. House of Bonn was and is a well-known interior design firm. We were signing projects and I would put them on the conveyor belt and it would go to my team and my team would execute. And in my long search for great management, I just couldn't find it. It's just the way the cookie crumbled. And if you've been watching my YouTube channel for a number of years, you probably will know this because I think there's a video titled Hiring Management, and it's from the old office. I think this video is probably about 5 years old now. And it was the first time that I brought in like a real manager. So this morning, John is coming on board as our managing director. This is huge. This is a brand new position for House of Bonn. This has never been done before. He comes with like a wealth of experience. He had built an interior design firm, eventually sold it to his partner. So I feel incredibly lucky to have him coming on board. And I think this is going to be like a huge game changer. And I've tried all sorts of different things. Like the person at that time was very experienced. He had grown an interior design business to 30 people, wildly successful, doing international work. And it didn't work out. And then I've had people who have come on board who I was promoting into management and trying to coach and encourage. And there's a plethora of reasons why that didn't work out either. I feel like that's a whole nother YouTube video because there's been so many learnings for me as a boss and a leader about what has worked and what hasn't worked. But really at the end of the day, for whatever reason, I just wasn't able to find the strong management on the interior design side that I needed to free me up from the day-to-day grind and to free me up in a way where I could really be at my best and where I could really be creative and where I could really be visionary about the company and where I could really do what I do best, which is coming up with new ideas and steering the ship. I felt like I was always tied into the operations, and I was always cleaning up problems and putting out fires, and it was exhausting. So I made the very difficult decision to downsize my team. As a very ambitious entrepreneur and business person, downsizing felt like it was completely the opposite of everything that I've been working towards for the last 12 years since I've had my business. I had to really check my ego. I spent, some time really thinking okay, this is what the last few years has looked like. Do I want the next couple years, 5 years, even 10 years to look the same? And the answer was just no. I don't want it to be like this. I don't want to feel like this. Life is short and work needs to be fun. As a creative person, of course, you're going to start licking your paws now, but you know what? It is what it is, isn't it? Having joy and having fun with the people that you work with is also really important. So I made the decision to make a change, and it was a little bit of a leap of faith. It was terrifying. But like I said, the universe helped me along in a really beautiful way. And now it's July, so we're 6 months later from the apex of my unhappiness. And I feel so much better. So that's why I say that today, filming this today on not the launch, but announcing In Good Company is happening, kind of feels like it's a nice day to be sharing all this with you, because I love this. I love talking to you. I love making content. It is such a joy for me. I never tire of it. I love interior design, don't get me wrong. I still do interior design work. I'm so appreciative to be in a position where I'm not taking projects because I have to take them, but that I could actually be choosy about the projects that I wanted to keep and continue working on. So every single project that we have today is a project that I just absolutely love and adore, and I'm so excited about. That's a nice feeling. And with a smaller team, it's just more manageable, and I'm able to be more relaxed, and I'm able to make more content, and I'm able to do and explore and experiment with the things that I really love doing as a creative and an entrepreneur and someone who's not just an interior designer. I feel so much more in alignment with myself. And yeah, I guess I just needed to share that with you. I feel like it's just was important to kind of get that out. So it's okay, it's there, it's out, we can all put that behind us and then move on with some new fun and exciting content. Also, with all of the change and the downsize, because my team is half the size of what it was in January, I'm flipping the office on its head. We don't need as much desk space as we have. You know what I want to do here too? I want to do new projects and magazine covers. We just don't have that many designers anymore, and we just don't have that many people working out of the office. Good thing you have tools in your bag, JP. I'm getting rid of the old computers, the old terminals. We've got desks that we're moving out. If you're in the Vancouver area and actually you need a desk or a really awesome chair from Newhouse, task chair, let us know, because we have some that we're selling. And we're turning part of the office into a studio space, which is way more functional. It's so much more how we're going to be using the space anyways. Just being in the space and flipping it around already, even though we've just scratched the surface with this, feels so good because it feels more like who we are. What I've been doing has been a mix of interior design and content for such a long time, but the office itself, or the studio itself, was only dedicated to interior design. So I'm really excited to make that change, and that's a big one. That's a big one. Also very symbolic. Yes. On that note, news. I'm thinking of buying a house. We are on our way out to Squamish. Squamish is about an hour west of Vancouver. So we're on the road. It's a beautiful Saturday afternoon in July. And the reason why we're headed out to Squamish is because I saw a house that's for sale. And I think this house has a lot of potential. So we're gonna meet with a realtor and tour this house. Yeah, I've been itching for a new personal project, a new renovation project, and I'm also dying for a little bit more space. So, fingers crossed, this could be it. I haven't done that yet. I haven't even listed my place yet. So it's just a thought. Just a thought. I would love to have another personal project like this though. I'd love to build a house, but I don't know if we're quite ready for that yet. But finding a place to renovate is definitely high on my list. So I'm looking for something. We'll see what happens. I'll keep you posted. One more thing. So one of the great things that has come out of the Netflix show and all the content that we're currently doing is a lot of the great collaborations and partnerships that I've been able to do and take on. Amex, for example, this was my first like commercial, which was so much fun and so exciting and really cool, just a cool experience. I love doing this kind of stuff. So I definitely wanted to take you behind the scenes and show you a little bit about that day. Good morning, everyone. It is bright and early on a Saturday morning. It's going to be a long day because Crystal's going to be here at about 7:30, so that's in about an hour and a half. And then I think we're going to be shooting for the entire day, doing a campaign, and we're not going to wrap until about 6 o'clock. So it is definitely going to be a full-on day today. So I'm going to take a few minutes, just take in the morning, take in the day, do a small little meditation, and then I'm going to get ready. I'm going to do my hair and makeup and get my wardrobe together and get ready to take on this big day. Now, the wardrobe ask is for something a little more casual. So I haven't totally worked out what I'm going to be wearing yet. I'm going to do that right now. I've got about 20 minutes before Crystal gets here and we have to leave. I decided to go for the white t-shirt, white blazer, denim, and some sneakers. I'll show you the outfit later. I didn't even bother trying on the other one, but I brought it just in case for a backup. And it's gonna be a great shoot day. It's gonna be great. We're here at our first location, which is Mary's on Davie, and this is like the cutest little, look at this restaurant. Location number 1 is done. This is a campaign that I'm doing for Amex to support and highlight small businesses, which I was saying is obviously something very close to my heart because I run and own a small business. So I was really excited to do this campaign. And this is kind of nice because this is a shoot That's not typical. Obviously, when we do our shoots for YouTube, there's a lot of being in front of the camera, directing the shoot, coming up with the concept. So this is just a nice change of pace because I don't have to think about the production. I can just be in front of the camera. I guess there's a producer, a photographer, and a camera operator.
Yeah.
3 guys. That amount of people, it's very relaxed.
Very relaxed, and they're super organized.
Yeah, they are very organized. They've got the itinerary, the shoot schedule, the shot list. Is there anything that surprised you about this morning so far?
I think just how like smooth and relaxed it's been.
Lessons learned, or
yeah, goes to show that all the pre-planning, and
I know we've been talking about that a lot for my YouTube channel, how we're going to kind of shift our content strategy a little bit and like how we execute content. And so we've been talking a lot about doing a little bit more pre-planning, like more pre-production, rather than just filming on the fly like I've been doing for so many years. So we'll see what happens when we do that, but I think we're actually just going to end up with way better content.
I think so too.
We are at our second location, and I think I'm going to just do a little hair zhuzh. Get a little fuzzy. Okay, everyone, that's a wrap on our day. Woohoo! What do you think? Your first big shoot? Great. It was great. It was great. It was great. We ended strong.
There wasn't a speckle of rain.
So I will put a link in the description box so that you can check out the video that goes live. Thank you, Amex, for having us part of this campaign to support small businesses and to talk about shopping small, especially in this time. This was a really, really great shoot, a really fun day. And now that we've wrapped, we're gonna go have an Aperol Spritz and then call it a day. Woohoo! Woohoo! So here's the thing. When I started my channel, I was like, I don't really give a shit. I'm just gonna do this. As awkward and weird as this feels, I had my little like flip camera at the time. I don't even know what brand it was. It had a flip screen and it had an autofocus that was so bad that it would like, you could hear it. It would be like click, 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 click. So when I would hold it out, you could hear it focusing. And then let's take a look at the millwork. So this looks pretty unbelievable. So right there, that's where the fridge is going to go. What was so fun and so cool about that experience was that it was sort of like that raw candidness that really drew you in and that really built our relationship, and kind of as a byproduct also really built like it worked. It was really successful. Like I started getting busier and busier and busier with the design projects, and I really started to grow the brand House of Bohn and started to garner clients from the YouTube channel, which was always what the plan and the intention. But then when it really started happening, I was like, whoa, this, like, it's working. And then something happened where I started to worry about the brand. If I was struggling in business, if going through hard times, if there was something difficult, I wasn't as raw and candid about it anymore. I was very protective of this amazing brand that I had built. So the content shifted and was very focused on House of Bohn and the business, and House of Bohn, the interior design firm, and the practice, and it was just that. So this is a very long-winded way of me saying I'm excited to pull away from that, and I'm really excited for this to become, again, more of just a personal relationship, what I'm up to personally, and still about our projects and my amazing team, showing you the finished product when it comes to an interior design project, but not just that. Like, that's not all it's about. So maybe this would be a good time for me to ask you if there's anything in particular that you want to see from me next. Let us know in the comments below. We would love to hear from you. JP always loves it when we comment about his editing, so definitely keep that up. There's going to be lots of In Good Company coming out, so by the time you're watching this, there's 3 more episodes, so definitely stay tuned for that. I've got some more project tours that are coming out, and then I'll make sure that we do more vlogs for sure. So, but yeah, comment down below and let us know what you want to see. Do a video request, because we'll deliver. We'll deliver. Really good update. I'm so happy that I finally got this out and I was able to connect with you guys. So as always, thank you so much for watching this video. For those of you who have been around for a couple of years, I see you commenting from one of my previous videos. I asked all of you, you know, how long have you been watching? And some of you 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. You've been around for a long time. So thank you so much for continuing to watch my content. If you're new, welcome. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, hit that like button, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.